I'm really sorry, folks.
The presentation should be running. I just installed my new operating system, Windows 95.
Try typing sysedit.exe.
Thank you.
Check autoexec.net.
No, look at your config dot.
We shall prevail.
Make him look mad.
Live from Lucky Family Happy Dog in downtown Tokyo, it's the Macinchat Variety Show with your hosts, Mark, Combination Platter number 4, and Bill, I don't need anything that rhymes with my last name, Soucy. This week's special guests, of course, are Ed McMahon, and you know him, you'll love him, it's Mr. Steve Jobs. So crank up your modem, grab your favorite Japanese import, and have some fun!
Well, version 3.0. Can you believe it already?
No.
Version 3.0. We're here already.
Wow. Is this, are we done? This is the last episode now?
This is by far, we are so not
We're just
done.
getting warmed up, folks.
We're getting comfortable. We're getting good reviews.
Yep.
People are liking the show finally.
People keep telling me to move away from the microphone because I keep yelling in their ears.
That's right.
So we're going to try to go from here.
That's
to
good right there. I like that. Very white.
Around here.
Very white.
I want your love.
So how you doing tonight, Bill?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun this evening so far, even before the shows got started.
Just explain what we do before the show, what they hear.
Well, before, you hear a bunch of stuff that goes on with the microphone, and I keep noticing that I keep turning my head, and then I come back like this, so I got to move the microphone with me.
Probably we need headset microphones.
Yes.
Put that plea out again.
Again, headset microphones so that we can do this and not have to lose our voices. So
we'll get them. Somebody out there.
This is a capital L low budget operation.
We need a sponsor. We need a good. Do we have any sponsors tonight at all?
Actually, we do have a sponsor.
Who is it?
And although we don't have any commercials for them yet, this is a new company, and I have one right here. It's
I have one too.
Cupertino light beer.
Excellent
by
stuff.
Cupertino Light.
Excellent
There's a new brewery, and they plan on sponsoring us. They going to have some commercials, and you're going to see some ads from them on the website, and they're going to be a big-time sponsor of ours. Although they don't have a lot of money because they're just starting up, just like we are, and they are kind of a low-budget operation. Just a couple guys brewing some beer out in Cupertino, so they're going to, send us some beer our way, and we're going to give them some props, and then maybe they'll buy us
some headset microphone. Isn't it ironic that they're in Cupertino and that's where Apple headquarters happen to be?
There's no irony at all, actually. I just think it makes sense.
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
You're always right.
Mostly, except for on Thursdays.
What's been going on this week?
Well, there's a couple things. Napster.
Don't even start with Napster again.
All right.
I'm so sick of hearing about it. But
right.
no, you
sure?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. What's been going on with Napster?
Well, Napster got shut down, so today I just downloaded a couple songs.
Isn't that kind of strange that you're downloading songs, but they're shut down?
Yeah.
How's that possible?
It's fun. It's sort of like, my car doesn't work, but I'll come down and pick you up.
My engine fell out, but I'm just going to drive anyway.
Yeah, I'm just going to head out to work, so got to get a pizza.
It doesn't make sense to me.
But
just shut them down and get it over with if they're going to do it.
We don't need Napster, folks. Go ahead, shut them down. We'll find other ways. Don't worry about it. We'll take the bus.
Did you hear their new scheme where they're going to digitally wrap these files somehow?
Right, like sushi.
Oh, that's right. We have the Tokyo show. This is our Tokyo show. Tokyo Radio.
I'm waiting for you to chime in with the old Tokyo thing.
Sorry. Tokyo Radio.
We flew all the way over here.
Explain what I'm talking about, please.
Well, what we've done is, because we don't have any money, what I did is I actually rented my room out for a week or so, and we decided to fly over to Tokyo, Japan, to see the Macworld Expo. We think it's going to be a big-time deal out here. I think Steve's going to come out with some serious stuff, so we said, hey, we're just a fledgling little radio station. We're going to come out here. We're going to look at this stuff, and we're going to, spend the money for it. So
I just can't believe we're here.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It doesn't even feel like we're in Tokyo.
No, it doesn't actually.
You wouldn't even know.
I brought my couch with me.
Yeah, that is strange that we're sitting in the same kind of studio, but just not quite in the same place.
Right.
But it still feels like home.
Yeah, sort of.
I mean, you still have your underwear on, and whatnot. So it still feels
Well, I
like
can't do the show fully clothed.
true.
So.
I know that.
Right. But we did bring our Cupertino Light all the way with us.
We did. It's on ice.
That's
It's
right.
On ice, on tap.
We have a little cooler in the room.
Yep.
in the
When
recording.
is the Macworld Expo this week?
I have no idea. I'm just here for the free beer.
It's actually Thursday through Saturday.
I gotta wait all the way to Thursday.
Thursday.
Why the hell did we fly out so soon?
Well, it's like 5 days ahead over there, so it'll actually be like last week the show actually started. So we're still waiting to hear from Steve and his announcements.
They must be using that VIC thing there that brings you back in time.
Yep, we did review that last week. That was a good piece of software.
And what else is going on here?
Well, I heard a funny little thing. Dell is going to cut some more prices in an effort to gain market share. Don't they have enough market share already? Dell computer.
Do they have any market share?
They probably have what, like 99.9%. Everybody I know has a Dell.
Really?
Just about. Or I mean, all my non-Mac friends have Dells.
You have non-Mac friends?
Of course.
Wow, I never knew that. I know. In an effort to gain market share, so they went from what, $8 to what, $4 a computer?
Yeah, $450,
$450
and they're going to sell them in.
And you get a printer, a monitor, and
a back rub,
and a no technical support, right?
That's correct. Right. And they're going to sell them in.
I have 3 holding up a shelf.
Yep, supermarkets. They're going to be selling them now in the frozen section.
Yeah, I heard you just grab one, just swipe it through, and you can go on your way.
Exactly. So I wish Dell well. I really do.
Good job.
I think
Mike.
they're a wonderful company.
Yeah, them and Xlax.
Exactly.
Didn't they buy out Xlax? I think they gave it the runs.
They should. They should.
I don't know.
What else going on this week?
Well, in a not so humorous thing, Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah, that was kind of bad.
Passed away on us yesterday. Kind of hit the wall and didn't come out of it well. So
no, not at all.
I'm not a big racing fan.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those things like you said earlier. If it was Michael Jordan or something,
he's like the Michael Jordan of NASCAR, and I don't really follow it, but I know that he's a big name. So it's a big
I was in
blow.
NASCAR for a while. It's a great sport to watch, and
yeah, you're in
I'm
just
sure,
about everything for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Usually a week.
I have a short attention span.
Yeah,
but
ADD.
Dale will be missed.
Yes, he
sure.
will. But that brings us to the question. I remember reading somewhere, and I actually think you wrote it.
I did write it. I know what you're saying.
The Apple branded NASCAR, and I always thought that was an interesting concept because, all the cars out there are so filled with ads and stickers and stuff that what the Apple car would be.
It would be so cool.
It would be either completely white with one logo on the hood, and that would be it.
Translucent,
of course.
Translucent
you would
windshield.
You see the guy scratching himself right through the the hood of the car. It'd be amazing.
That would be cool. But seriously, we are all going to miss Dale.
Yeah, and all you number 3 fans out there are
condolences.
Yeah, those things go out to you, and hopefully people will get through this pretty well.
Yeah, we'll get through it. They'll get through it.
So let's just jump right into the news. We've got some news here.
More news? Oh, we don't have a theme. We always have to sing the theme. You know that.
When are we ever going to get a theme?
Well,
I don't think people really like.
Every time I try to sit down and write a theme, for some reason, somebody comes across and says, "Well, you're stealing our theme."
Oh, that's right.
I know I recorded it right off of CNN, and they had a problem with that. So
yeah, that's kind of strange that somebody would be upset by that.
So
last week I sung the theme,
okay,
and you did the music. So this week I'm gonna do the music, and you're gonna sing the theme.
Don't put me on the spot.
You're gonna have to. It's not that hard. It's just news.
I can't rap, so don't even try that.
I can't make the rapping song.
Okay.
So I'm
I'll
just
try it. I'll try.
So I'm just gonna jump in here with a tune, and then you can start singing it.
Okay.
Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I gotcha. Is this the Dallas theme by chance?
I don't know. That's all I know.
It sounds like the Dallas theme. I'm still trying to figure out the theme before I can sing. Welcome to the Macintosh News Network. We have so many stories to tell. We have a story about Pixar and... What is this other story? Oh, that's your story. And Oracle. I think that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's fine.
That was good.
Why did my microphone cut out?
Because we have cheap equipment here.
That's right, cheap equipment. That's why we need headsets.
That's
so
right.
Anybody who wants to donate headsets to us that have microphones.
I'll just fiddle and you chit-chat.
Okay.
And, actually, no, I have the first story, so I can't fiddle. It's about Pixar.
I'm going to meditate.
I'm going to ask you once again this week, and you're going to get it right this time. Who is Pixar?
Pixar is a conglomerate that actually controls all of the OSHA and corned beef and cabbage that comes into the nation.
That is absolutely the most wrong answer I've ever heard in my whole entire life.
They actually control okra.
That's not right. It's ochre, I think. Okra. It's okra.
ochre is a
Lycra.
color.
Lycra.
Lycra. Ochre is like a food.
Lycra?
Yeah, Lycra. Lycra is
Pixar
like pants.
is Steve Jobs' other
Sister.
company. No, it's his other
Pixar
company.
Jobs?
They put out Toy Story 1, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3.
To infinity.
Exactly.
And beyond.
That's right. And this was pretty interesting to me. It just kind of jumped out. They're going to boost output to one movie feature a year. Do you remember how long it took to make Toy Story 1? It was like 14
years. I don't know.
I mean, you even said last week how amazed you were with Toy Story.
Yeah, that's amazing.
They're going to do that once a year. Can you
Wow.
imagine that?
I can't imagine because it takes like, 5 years to make one leaf move? Is that what happens?
That's right. You know what? They actually have 4 major movies and 1 short film at various stages of production right at this very minute.
This is going to be cool.
Exactly. Exactly. Right now they have 4. They're working on 4 different things. 5 different things, actually. Can you believe that?
That is
What are
amazing.
you working on?
I don't know.
Anything? Do you do anything at all, ever?
I just kind of pick this up on Mondays, and I say, well, I guess I got to do a show tonight. But
great.
actually, I actually talked to some people that were, mulling around the old Cupertino, campus there, and they came up with this little tidbit that is actually
Is
an
this like a
exclusive.
rumor?
This
Is it
no,
exclusive?
it's not actually a rumor at all. It's actually a real thing. It's
This isn't from Bruce, is it?
it's an exclusive thing. No, I'm not talking to Bruce anymore, so I'm not talking to him, so forget it. But anyhow, this here is an actual thing that came to me. It's actually a Mac.
Can I
chat.
insert a sound like dun dun dun?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, dun dun dun.
That was exciting. So today, Apple is going to announce a new product to their infamous style iLine.
Like iMac and iTunes and I love this.
I
and-
know your name.
Okay. go ahead.
Sources close to Apple have told Macinchat Radio, and this is an exclusive story, by the way, that the company is planning to unveil the new
Dun dun dun.
iSphere.
iSphere.
Yeah, like the Cube, this is the iSphere. This will go along the lines of the Cube and the iMac, sort of a convergence of the two. And rumor has it that the device will have no cords and employ airport, infrared, and Bluetooth wireless connectivity, thus eliminating all cords.
Can I jump in here? Because my script says Bluetooth. I don't know if that's a new wireless protocol. I'm not sure about that. Or
I'm not sure. I don't know who types this up anyhow.
me either.
Do we have an intern?
Soon. We're gonna need one.
I don't know why Boomer doesn't use
That's
spell
right.
check.
Boomer does all this stuff. I forget. Boomer, the wonderful cat.
So anyhow, it's thus eliminating all cords. So it's going to be a cordless computer, actually. And a company,
Wouldn't it be like a ball on your desk?
I don't know. A company spokesman had this to say: "This may be the coolest thing Apple has ever done." So that's pretty exciting. And also, an unidentified source told us that it's really cool, but keeps rolling off his desk, causing obvious problems.
That's going to be a
I wonder
little
if they're going to fix
interesting.
that
It's
whole.
kind of like the cube, but a sphere.
Yeah, it just sits there. I
Interesting.
guess.
What is Steve up to out there? What does he think of? Where does he think of this?
I don't
stuff?
know. We're going to have to get a hold of him and ask him what's going on.
I hope so. I got one for you. You know Larry Ellison?
Yeah, he plays for the Knicks, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't actually.
He's a center, right?
He's the CEO of Oracle. You know what an Oracle is?
Moses was an Oracle.
That's right. So,
Yes.
something like that.
So
Well, he's also an Apple board
Cut the
member.
water. Do you think he flies over there? Or do you think he just spreads the water?
He probably flies in Steve Jobs'
Pants?
super Airwolf helicopter.
Airwolf.
Yes, whatever he has there.
Him and Jan Michael Vincent?
There's a skit for us right there. We have to sit down and write that one out. Anyway, he's a board member of Apple, Larry Ellison. He's also
Right.
the CEO of Oracle. He's very optimistic of Apple's future, and I think he would know. He's
We have a
best
tape.
friends.
We have a tape of them
Oh, we do?
flying.
What do we got? that's in Steve Jobs' super.
That's right.
Super X-wing fighter.
Yep, they're there already. Actually,
Anyway,
Larry's a weird guy. He'd
he
probably
is.
like this show.
he is. I hope so. He's
Either that, or he'd probably buy us out or something.
he's Apple. He's Steve Jobs' very best friend, according to this article. His best friend.
You know, Timmy's my best friend. We go to school every day, and we hold hands. And
The moral of this story is he's very optimistic about Apple's future with its current products, as well as the upcoming final release of Mac OS Y. What is it? Z? What was that thing again?
OX.
X.
Mark's making up his own operating systems as we speak.
Mac OS.
Sort of
10,
like Windows
10.
XP.
10.
XP, GP, AP, who cares? Doesn't matter. We're going to make it up. People are going to buy it. Who cares?
But the moral of the story is it's looking good for us. If
You know,
Larry
this
says so,
Cupertino light goes down real smooth.
it
by
does.
The way.
I heard you open that right on microphone. How's that taste? Going down smooth?
Smooth.
Good. Is there a catchphrase or something for this beer? Because usually there's like the king of beers and the queen of beers and Miller
Well,
Lite.
they've actually contracted us to do all their marketing,
Mhm.
and I didn't do anything. So
I can't believe this is actually a real beer.
It's
I
really
thought
amazing.
It was a joke when you said it. Now I'm
No,
looking
it's a
right
real
at,
beer.
I'm looking right at it. It's so funny.
It's real beer, but they don't have any marketing.
It's a nice logo.
It is a nice logo. I like that. The whole circle with the thing.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
Nice. Could
But
look good on a
they-
T-shirt.
It would look good on a T-shirt. But the thing is that they want to have us do all the marketing. And right now they are our exclusive sponsor. So jump right in, everybody who wants to be a sponsor. Just jump right in.
Yeah, we need some more sponsors and some more stuff like that.
Yeah.
Quickly. We're on show 3 now.
And
I think
money.
We're going to mature.
Yeah.
I say show 5, we start thinking about
And I promise I won't burp on the air anymore
Thank
if you
you.
guys send us money.
I really thank you for that. Do you have any stories left? Because I'm out of stories over
Once upon a time, there was 3 little iMacs, and one iMac said to the other iMac, "It's very
Do you have any
cold in here."
news stories? News.
Apple Computer, whose marketing has
Who?
been...
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking something else. Go ahead.
You've had too many Cupertino lights, by the way.
It goes down so smooth. Wait.
That's good stuff.
Oh, boy.
This isn't Diet Coke, friends.
No, it's not.
So if you're under the age of 21,
Yeah, you got a story.
don't drink this program or something.
Come on.
But this is actually a pretty interesting story, and I dug this up by digging kind of deep through a lot of the garbage that's out there. Trash.
Dumpster diving.
But Apple Computer, whose marketing has been copied by everyone from Hoover to Oscar Mayer. Remember those Bondi Blue hot dogs?
That's correct.
Has now announced a new series of ads based on another successful campaign used to sell its product, not related to the computer industry. So this would be a first time Apple has actually stolen an ad campaign from somebody else after they've been copied so many
Those
times.
bastards.
This Thursday, in Apple Japan most likely, Apple will flood the market with its Got Mac ads. Similar to its Think Different ads, they will feature many famous people sporting tattoos of the Apple logo. Yes.
Tattoos, like
Yes.
ink.
Ink, right.
Wow.
Not magic marker.
Go ahead.
Several celebrities have already signed up to promote to get the real Apple logo tattoo, including Jeff Goldblum, which is an obvious
Of course.
thing. Amy Mann.
Oh, our very good friend Amy Mann.
And Axl Rose, which is
Of
kind of surprising.
Guns N' Roses, Axl?
Yeah, and Rose's manager commented on this by saying Axl was a big fan, and since his last CD didn't go so well, he kind of needed the cash. So among the living...
Where is Axl? Ackle, as you call him.
Ackle. Ackle is actually, I think he lives in Nova Scotia these days.
Okay.
My throat's pretty dry.
Where is Amy Mann these days?
I don't know, I think she lives with Steve. Didn't they move in together?
Hey, that's below the belt.
I don't know. He seemed to be very excited about her.
Every show he is, actually. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. But anyhow, they said that the last CD didn't go well, so he kind of needs the cash. So he's got enough tattoos. What's an Apple logo somewhere?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Among the living, there are several deceased celebrities, including Salvador Dali, Elvis, and Gary Coleman.
Whoa. Gary Coleman's not dead.
Oh.
His sister of the show would be dead in real life,
know.
but not Gary Coleman.
Maybe people whose
He's
careers...
not doing very good.
People whose careers are deceased.
Okay.
That might be what that means. I don't know. So look for these...
What about the guy from Fantasy Island? Would he be in this
Tattoo?
list? Tattoo. Well, could he get a tattoo of the Apple tattoo, or would that?
Isn't that like a double negative? That would cancel him out. He
He's
wouldn't exist.
He's already too small.
That's right.
He would just disappear.
He would just be one gigantic logo.
I can't wait for these ads to be out. Where
you got to look for these ads at your local newsstand.
Cool.
So they're going to be pretty neat.
Cool.
So look for the Got Mac thing. That's pretty cool.
Cool. That's really an interesting story. I think I have some stock. Do you want to hear the stock price today, or
no?
You don't want to hear it? Do you want to play the theme for me? The Apple Stock Watch theme, or do you want to just skip that too? Or?
I'll play the theme.
You sure?
If I have
This is going to be a little depressing because I know you and your Magic 30 number. I don't know if this is going to be...
Gee, I can't even find the stock.
You can't find the
theme.
stock.
I don't know where.
You want to sing it or...
Apple Stock Watch.
Thank you. Our very lovely Sydney is in the studio with us in Tokyo tonight.
Yeah, we brought her along too.
We did.
She's on your tab, isn't she?
Oh yeah.
That's what I heard.
Do you want to hear this? You want to brace yourself?
Go
you want
ahead.
to take a sip of Cupertino Light first before you have...
Let me get one.
This news. I don't want you to rant and rave like you did last week, all right? I want you to calm down, or I'm going to tie you down, all right?
Okay.
Here we go. The latest Apple stock price at 5 o'clock was a very paltry $19 even.
Worthless.
$19. That's it. Steve, buddy, out there in Cupertino. Actually, out in Tokyo. Here in Tokyo now. What are you doing to us, buddy?
What is going on with the
Do you have a commentary?
Well, you know, I actually heard that because of the bombings that we bombed Iraq.
That's right.
The entire market actually went down, and it's still not having a good time with it. But I don't understand.
I bet you Bill Gates lost about $8 trillion today alone.
Oh my God! Actually, we should do a Microsoft stock watch because if you've noticed, their stock has been going down.
Microsoft stock watch.
Microsoft. Never mind.
How about Bomber? I bet you Bomber lost a couple mil today.
I'm sure.
Interesting.
Bomber, a couple million and some more hair.
Bomber. What do we got tonight? Is the show over yet? I'm getting tired. It's the time's all screwed up here in Tokyo.
I know. I'm really tired.
It's so late. It's so much later than it's supposed to be. I don't understand.
So what do we got next here? Okay.
That's Cupertino Light speaking, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
I have on my list. I have the old everybody's favorite. I've got a lot of comments about this. I don't know if you have or not, or have you got any comments about our next segment?
Segment? What would that be?
That would be the Stump Steve Jobs with the Apple trivia. But this one's different. This one's from Tokyo, so I don't know if that's any different to you or not. Or
I don't know. Is it the same thing, or is it?
Well,
did we get his call?
We did get his call, and I'm a little, unfortunately, dismayed to say that, he might have not done very well this week on the trivia question.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sorry to.
So when did you call? I mean, this is kind of strange because we called up Tokyo, and
this was before everybody left for Tokyo. This was
this was like last week.
Yeah, so you were at work as usual.
But what time was it in Tokyo? I mean, or what time was it here?
I guess
Tokyo?
It was like.
Did you call him early or?
It was
what?
like 9 o'clock in the a.m. here, so it was probably 63 hours in the past in Tokyo or in the future or in Antarctica or I don't know.
In this time-space continuum. So we didn't know how much. So like if it was 4 o'clock there, it was 7, 8 o'clock here, I think,
yeah,
maybe?
That's right.
So what time did you call him?
That would have been like 11 a.m., I guess. And he was pretty cool. I mean, he's there, and there were all the Apple execs are flying into town. They're there. So do you have the interview, or want to postpone that later? Probably. All right.
I don't have it.
Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe we'll just put that off to later, I guess. I mean, we have technical difficulties just like all these other shows do.
So let's go into something.
Do we have Gadget Watch? How about Gadget Watch this week? Do you have anything? Do you do anything for the show?
We don't have anything. Actually, we do have Gadget Watch.
Okay.
So let's go right into that because the Steve thing isn't working.
Gadget Watch with Mark and Bill.
All right.
Excellent.
So we have Gadget Watch. Gadget Watch this week is a little bit more technical than what we like to get into, but it's something that I've been using for quite some time. It's GPS, actually. It's a global positioning system, which actually consists of 3 interacting components. There's the space segment, which is satellites orbiting the Earth, the control segment, the control and monitoring stations run by the DoD, which is the Department of Defense, and there's the user segment, the GPS signal receivers owned by civilians and military. I actually have I've had a couple GPS units. One is the one that I'm using now is the Garmin 12, I think it is. And basically, GPS the way that I use it is I use it for hiking and I use it for biking and whatever.
Do you have any real life stories of the GPS system? Like if you were ever lost out on the ice or something like that, or?
Well, last year we had a thing called the party on the lake, right?
That's correct.
And what we did is we went out. Mark lives on a lake, and we went out into the lake in the middle of.
That's round
Lake, right?
Square Lake.
Square Lake. We went out to the middle of Round Lake, and we set up a little bonfire in the middle of the winter time. And fish or hunt or do any of those manly type things. We just sat there and.
Yeah, but we do a radio show. I mean, how manly do you want us to be?
I don't know. And just we don't hunt or any of those things, so we just go on the ice and we drank and ate food, and it was a lot of fun.
I actually had hot dogs. I don't know if you remember that, but
yeah, you ate a lot of hot dogs.
Remember how scared I was to be on that ice?
Oh God,
it's funny terrible. Now. It was scary. I didn't never been on the ice before. It was like, are we gonna fall through this? There was a pretty big lake out there,
It is relatively large, but
But thankfully, we had our GPS to save us
Well,
if should anything go wrong.
Yeah, we actually went out about 12 feet into the lake and set up our GPS so we could find ourselves back if we needed to.
Yeah, and it's funny enough because we were only about 10 feet away from my back door. So
Right, those are pretty exciting. I use it a lot for hiking because there's times where you go hiking and you do lose your way from time to time, and I use it a lot for biking to get you from one place to another because I've actually gotten lost on my bike. So there's a little bit of a technical aspect of this. There's each satellite transmits two signals. There's the L1, which is 1575 megahertz, and L2, which is 1227 megahertz. And the L1 signal is modulated to two pseudo-random...
Sorry, it's just
This is
nodding
interesting.
Nodding off there.
Two pseudo-random noise signals, and it's protected by a code. And the course acquisition code that the L2 signal carries, the only one P code, which is the satellite, transmits a unique code, allowing the receiver to identify the signals.
Receiver.
When the feature called the anti-spoofing is active, the P code is encrypted and known as the PY or Y code. So I really have no idea.
Sorry,
I have no idea what that means. So
can I ask one question? Didn't recently they made the signal a little bit more focused, so you can literally see like exactly where you're
actually
standing?
what they did is they took off the basically it's like a
noise filter?
scrambling filter thing, so that you used to not be able to know
Scrambled. There was like scrambled eggs that they put right on the satellite itself.
Yeah, there's a whole. Actually, it was a Western omelet, and the onions would make things get all kind of get weird, and you couldn't tell where you were going.
Because onions probably don't. The energy can't really get through them, kind of thing.
Well, they're dense material, and actually in space, onions actually weigh 5,000 pounds more than they do on Earth. So essentially, they took a Western omelet, they stuck it on the satellite, and the only thing that you could see was roughly about I think the give or take ratio was probably about 3 or 4 yards.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty far. So now it's actually up to 3 or 4 feet. But forget the technical stuff. The thing that's really cool about GPS, is that you can track where you're going and where you came from. Probably heard all the buzz. And you can do things called waypoints, and that help you get from one point to another point. So you say there's point A, point B, point C, etc.
What about D?
You don't use D. And like, say for example, we were in Tokyo and we wanted to get.
We are in Tokyo,
and we wanted to get to this place that we ate last night, but we didn't know how to get there. So what we did is we actually used the GPS system to plot this point and say this is the restaurant. We marked that waypoint. We went back to the hotel, and later on that day we got back by using our GPS. So it was pretty good. So here's some quick things, some points that you can tell your friends about. GPS tracks your location based on longitude and latitude, which is like the basic way that they map things out on the Earth. It knows where you're starting and tell you where you were going, so you can get back to your location. It also can tell you the distance and the speed that you're going, very accurate, up plus or minus 5 miles an hour, or up plus or minus 2 feet. That's a nice sound, by the way.
Would I be able to find the bathroom like in this room if I wanted to?
Oh yeah,
Would it tell me that?
It might be a little bit off though, because that's in that weird range.
Excellent.
There are tons of useful uses of this thing. There's several out there, like the E-Track and the E-Map that actually has...
E-Trade?
No, not E-Trade. E-Map, E-Track that actually
iMac?
allows you to, use maps.
iTunes?
No, has nothing to do with that. And there is actually Mac software available that allows you to hook your GPS unit into your Mac, which makes it even that much cooler because you can plot things out and you can actually plan ahead before you go and put the coordinates into the GPS and just tell the GPS, get me there, and it'll tell you where to go.
Sounds like a spy mission. I'm going to plot my coordinates.
Oh, it's a lot of fun, but the people didn't get back to me on the Mac software, so I'm not.
Who does?
I'm not going to talk to them.
Who does?
Talk about their product, but that's the.
What a price range on this kind of stuff? Is it expensive or?
It's relatively expensive, I think, for the casual user. The unit that I have is about $200.
What would a casual user of GPS sound like? What would it be like? Very like
Hey man, I'm gonna plot some coordinates. I'm just gonna go over to the store and.
Now, what about the hardcore GPS user?
I need to know where I'm going right now. I'm going over here. Where did I go? Okay, I'm moving over here. How do I? And 4 miles an hour.
One more good question. I got a good question. How would this help Boomer the cat, our official mascot / studio technician?
Well, Boomer sometimes when he goes outside and he catches mice, he needs to know where there's a central location of mice that he's used before. Mm-hmm. So he just takes his GPS out there, he plots that area, and he keeps on going.
Excellent. Excellent. That's my question. It's the only question I had. So
Great.
What are you done with the? It was a little tiring. I don't know how I got through that actually.
Well, GPS is not for the faint of heart.
Mm-hmm.
It is not an exciting technology, but it is a useful technology and is actually a lot of fun to use once you get to use it. So
would this technology help me get to the Cupertino Light headquarters, or
if you know their exact coordinates? Another thing that you can do with this thing here is if you know the longitude and latitude, and there's a website called Map Blast, you just type in where it is, and in the top corner it tells you the longitude and latitude numbers.
Doesn't Disney have a page called Disney Blast?
No, that's Ass Blast. That's another thing.
Never mind.
So that's like a porn site, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I thought so. So what happens is that you go to this place like Map Blast, and you just type in where you want to go, and you can get the coordinates, and then you just pop them into your GPS, and it'll tell you how to get there.
Excellent. I think I have to get some of this stuff. That sounds pretty cool to me.
Yeah, and it stays crunchy in milk. Actually, most of the receivers also are waterproof, which is pretty cool, because I've dropped mine in the water once.
What were you doing in the water with the GPS electronical device? Isn't that not a wise idea?
Well, it's battery-powered. It's not going to kill you.
Oh, sorry. Well, did you ever lick a 9-volt battery, or?
All right, so now we've got... I do think we got Steve Jobs back up.
Where
here.
was he? Was it just the time difference, the Japanese culture, and
I think what happened is that it shrunk so small I couldn't see it. It was miniaturized.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was. I still can't believe we're in Japan. This is great.
It is great. It's a great place. I really like Japan. Although the bed is very small. It's like half the size of my bed.
That's true. It looks like your bed.
It's really, really tiny. So I think we have Steve Jobs now. Do you think?
I hope so. That was. That's not Steve Jobs.
Isn't that him?
Can you please get Steve Jobs? I know we're in Tokyo. Don't get silly over there with the sounds. I know we're in Tokyo and you're excited, but
I like that one.
Come on.
Heavy Metal Steve.
Trivia with Steve Jobs.
This was a good interview.
Was it?
Very good. Hey, Boomer, can you dial Steve's phone number for me, please? Thank you. We're calling Tokyo, don't forget. It's the Mac World Expo of Tokyo.
Apple computer.
I'm sorry, is this Apple?
Apple computer.
Hey, how you doing? This is Mark over at Macinchat Radio. We're doing our weekly segment with Steve Jobs. Is he around?
Yeah.
Could we speak to him, please?
Hold on.
Okay, thanks. That's funny. That guy gets around. He's in Tokyo answering phones.
Steve here.
Hey, Steve. This is Mark from Macinchat Radio. How you doing?
Hey, Mark. How's it going?
Good. How's it going over there?
Oh, it's going great. It's going great. We got a great time over here. Feeling a little jet lag, but we're ready for our big demonstration tomorrow. I can't wait.
What kind of products are you going to introduce, or can't you say really?
I really can't say right now. What I can tell you is this: it's going to be an amazing thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be killer.
Yep.
It's going to be stunning.
Great.
And it's going to be something that, this market in particular is really crazy about, but also, our American, constituencies will want to use it too.
Excellent, excellent. How's it going over there in general? Is it cool over there? I've never been to Tokyo myself. Is there any?
Well, it's a little bit cooler than Cupertino, I guess.
Cool.
But probably a little bit warmer than where you are.
Excellent.
You are in the Northeast, right?
Yes, we are. Upstate New York.
Great.
Lovely downtown Clifton Park, New York.
Yeah, I heard that's a nice place out there.
Yeah. If you ever stop by, feel free to stop by the studio.
Sure.
Say hi.
I don't get out too often, but, if I'm ever up in that way, maybe I'll look you up.
Great. You ready to do some trivia this week?
I am ready.
Well, how'd you feel about last week? I know, a couple of little problem last week again.
Well, it's one of those things, you ask questions about stuff that we did before, and I can't remember everything. We got so much stuff going on, and I get sometimes confused as to whether or not it's something that Apple's done, something that Pixar's done. Next, there's so many different things that it's hard for me to distinguish between the two. But I try to stay Apple focused and try to make sure that that's all I'm thinking about at this point.
Very good. I appreciate that. This week's question actually is inspired because you're in Tokyo for the Macworld Expo of this week. We have a kind of the question stems from it has a Japanese feel to it, if you will.
Awesome.
This week's
that's really good. That's a good idea.
Thanks. This week's question is I think it's pretty easy. Everybody that we have a staff that writes this stuff up for us, and I thought it was pretty easy, so I'm gonna shoot this by you.
All right, let's get started.
Okay. Which PowerBook was inspired by the requests of the Japanese Macintosh market? Because it is so big over there, the Macintosh in general. Which PowerBook model?
Okay, which PowerBook? Okay, I think I know this one. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, at Apple, we try to take a lot of ideas from a lot of different customers, you know. And we try to take stuff from one side and stuff from the other side and stuff from across the seas. Anywhere we can get information from, any kind of feedback, we try to go through it all, and put it all together and get into something that everybody's going to want and everybody's going to enjoy and everybody's going to want and need and use, and you know, including the Japanese market. You know, when they say we want something, we try to work with them because they are probably the second biggest market that we have.
Yeah, that's why Apple's great. They really listen to the customers.
So what we did is we took a look at all the questions that they were asking us to do. And with this particular market, you know, they have an idea that they like everything, you know, there's not a lot of room. So they like things smaller. So what we did is we took something, picture a redwood.
Okay, a redwood, like a tree.
And it's stunning. Redwoods are stunning. They're amazing. They're huge. They're really amazing pieces of land, you know, plants.
Correct.
And if you've ever seen one up close, they're absolutely incredible.
I actually haven't. We live in the Northeast, so we don't really get to see that kind of stuff up here.
In California, we've got tons of them. If you ever get out here, you got to take a look at them because they are absolutely amazing.
Could I stay at your house if I'm ever out there?
Or? I'll have to take a look at that when you get out here.
Cool.
Mark.
Great.
But you never know. You know?
Great.
So
appreciate that.
Let me review again. So think of a redwood, okay, in all of its stunning glory. It's huge, magnificent, massive structure that is, you know, performed by nature. And we've shrunken it down. We've made it very small.
Small. Mm-hmm.
Small. And picture a field.
Oh, okay, a field.
And lots of grass and everything, and rocks and whatnot, and it's really killer. We just took it and we made it smaller, and picture like a bench sitting right next to the
like a bench
red...
that you would sit down at.
Yeah, and you have a bench, and there's a big, huge redwood, and there's like rocks and fields. Just amazing.
Can I just break in? I hate to interrupt. I know when you get speaking, you really don't like to be interrupted. I know you've had some.
I don't mind.
Some issue. I have a feeling you're kind of off topic again. It sounds to me.
I don't know. I think I'm right on this one.
I don't know, because it kind of sounds to me like you might be describing a bonsai tree, maybe. I don't know. I'm just getting that vibe.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's sort of what I was getting at.
Oh, well, that's not the correct answer. The correct answer was the PowerBook 2400 was inspired by the requests of the Japanese market.
Oh, wow. Oh, I get. Jeez.
Remember that machine, the little?
Yeah, there's a small one there. It had the floppy drive next to it, didn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
But no, bonsai tree is actually not correct. But you were close. I mean, you're getting closer every week. You get a little bit closer.
I'm going to get one of these. You know, I thought I had it this week. I was confident. I thought I had it. I just, geez, I guess I'll try again next week.
I hope so. We love having you. I'm sorry you haven't gotten one yet. I mean, I'm trying to make them as easy as possible. We might have to change the game and come up with something else.
No. Don't change anything on my behalf. You know, this is something probably, you know, very easy for you, but you know, I got a lot of stuff that's going on. So next week we'll try it again, and we'll see if I can get it. Well,
all of us here are looking forward to the the new announcements. Hopefully, have some new products coming out this week, and I'm sure we're all going to watch, glued to the webcast.
Yeah, some of these things are just absolute breakthroughs. You're going to love them. They are just things that we've talked about before, and you're going to be surprised by a few things. Some things that you never thought that we would do, we're going to do it here.
Excellent.
So
that's great.
I hope you guys are going to look.
Is it going to be a bigger unveiling than it was at the last Macworld Expo?
You'll have to see.
Great.
You'll have to watch the webcast.
I'm sure we'll all do that.
Oh, great. All right, Mark, I got to go. I
Okay.
got to get out there and check out some things. But we'll talk to you later.
Great. We're going to come up with a better question for you, I think, next week.
Great.
Okay.
We'll
Hope to see you then.
Okay.
Wow. Once again, we have the illustrious Steve Jobs. And
Illustrious, that's a new one.
Live right here from where? Where are we? No.
Cleveland.
Seriously, where are we? Where are we?
Cleveland.
No. Where are we?
Really?
No.
Cleveland.
I like what you're doing over there. Where are we? Where are we?
Brazil.
No. Seriously, do it. Hit me one. Hit me.
Tokyo.
Exactly. We're in Tokyo.
New York.
Tokyo,
New York.
You know who's not in Tokyo?
Boomer.
That's
Boomer's at
no,
home.
we have in the cage in the closet, but yeah, yep. You know who's not really in Tokyo though with us this time? Smitty is definitely not in Tokyo. Thank God. Thank God he's home sleeping at this point in time, watching basketball or baseball, whatever it is. He's watching bowling. We don't have our good friends over at Apple ISP with us this time.
I miss them.
Not that we ever do have them.
You know, one thing we didn't mention about the ISP thing and
ISP.
ISP.
That it
Apple
sounds
ISP,
like ISP.
Is that, you know, our websites went through some major changes in the past
Every
week.
day it changes, my friend.
And actually, the Bill's World is actually available now.
Please talk about this for a moment. I'm gonna give William and the guys over at Apple ISP an extra couple minutes, I think, just to let you talk about Bill's World.
We made Bill's World, and it is my little spot on our website. And basically, what it is, it's kind of a parody. It's sort of a parody of our own site. It's kind of a place to get away from things. It's to go there, and when you're kind of bored with the Macinchat website.
If you hate spelling. Who cares?
If you hate grammar.
Screw grammar.
If you like floating heads, that's the place to go.
You know who's going to appreciate this is the guys in my editorial department where I work. You know, they're jumping all over me for little spelling typos and that kind of stuff. And
you know what I tell them? You know, when I launch up Go Live, it says spell check cannot be enabled, and I say, thank God, because I don't even really care.
Real men don't spell check, and they drink. What do they drink?
Cupertino Light?
That's correct.
That's right, baby. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of thirsty right now.
Exactly. So, once again, William over at Apple ISP, they really helped us out, and they gave us gorgeous web space to put this website. This illustrious. I'm going to keep using that word. It just rolls off my tongue. Illustrious.
You know, the nice thing about, you know, I've had many websites and many ISPs that I've dealt with, and very few of them ever get the FTP right. It's just kind of a goofy thing that they have set up, but I'm not sure because I manage my own little FTP space at work.
Correct, yep.
It's pretty simple.
Yep.
But they've got a neat thing. They've got an alias to the directory.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
To your web space. It's just like, I'm like, that's ingenious.
I got to tell you, these
most
guys...
of the places it's just so ass backwards that you're like, okay, I'm in my folder. Where's the web folder? Oh, I got to go over here. Oh, the web. Oh, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Exactly.
And, I don't have permission.
Do that over there.
It's crazy. It's like you click, boom, you're there, you're done, and it's a piece of cake. Updating everything was very simple.
They know what they're doing over there. Every day, it's if they mail me, I'm learning something. Every time they say something, I learn something. I really got to thank these guys for the space because it's great, and they've been really big help, and they were helping us QuickTime stream the show. And
yes,
I know our show
really
is
cool thing.
what's our quality level of the show from 1 to 100? What, like 2?
7.
And they're still making a QuickTime stream somehow.
Yeah,
I don't even know how they do it. I don't want to know how they do it.
Actually, if you download the QuickTime streaming, it's really cool if you go there. Basically, what the show sounds like is this.
But I implore, that's not their fault. That's our fault because we have no freaking idea. There's our QuickTime stream in action. Exactly.
That's
now,
pretty much
if we were back in the States, would that actually not sound like that? Would that sound a little more American? Or
it'd sound like this.
I just set up yours, baby.
Exactly. So it's not their fault. They do QuickTime streaming. It's appleisp.com. Go over there. Tell William, those freaks over at that stupid radio show.
Billy.
Those freaks.
Hello, Billy. Hello.
Those freaks sent you.
I want web space.
Sent
please.
me. Sent
Hello?
you. Sent all your friends.
.com.
Get some space from them, and I think they're great.
.com.
So thanks again, William, and we'll keep giving you all the press we can because you guys are great. What do we got next?
Nothing. I'm out of here.
Do we have anything?
We have this here.
What?
Remember this?
Sound okay? You're on. All right, we're calling a Japanese restaurant in Japan. Anonymous tip told us that Steve Jobs would be there. Bill Schiller. And maybe somebody will pick up the phone. Hello, how you doing?
Good.
I have a question for you. I got a couple friends that made reservations there this evening, and I don't know which one of them made the reservations, but I was supposed to meet up with them, and
I can't hear.
Excuse me?
I can't hear.
You can't hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
I have a couple friends that are going to the restaurant this evening. They made reservations, and I don't know whose name they put it under. So what I'm trying to do is get a hold of them because I'm going to be late, and I wanted to tell them that I'm going to be late. Do you have a reservation list or something?
For today?
Yeah, for today. They're supposed.
7:30. Only have one. 7:30.
Okay. The person's name is Steve.
Towley.
Okay, that's not him. His name is Steve Jobs. Do you have anything with Jobs at all? Steve Jobs at all?
Job?
Yeah, Jobs. Is he there?
No.
No. What's the other name? The other name is Phil Schiller. Schiller, do you have that name there? Schiller.
In the revision?
Schiller. S-H-I-L. No, Schiller.
Only one.
Only one's there?
T-O-W-L-E-Y.
Okay, so I don't think that's them. Is that the only reservations that you have?
Uh-huh.
Okay, geez, is there a lot of people in the restaurant now?
No.
Do you have anything for tomorrow? Do you take reservations in advance, maybe?
Pardon?
Tomorrow, do you have any reservations for tomorrow?
Yes.
You do? Is a Steve Jobs on for tomorrow, maybe? Maybe I got the date wrong. I'm just curious. I'm trying to get a hold of them.
We have one tomorrow.
Do you have a Jobs tomorrow? No Steve Jobs tomorrow?
No.
What about that Phil Schiller? Is he there?
Pardon?
Schiller? Is there a name for Schiller tomorrow?
Schiller?
Yeah, Schiller. S-H-I-L-E-R?
No.
No reservations for him. Okay, well, I guess I'll try again tomorrow, I guess. Maybe they've made the reservations a little bit later. Okay. What about Avi Television? Do you see anything like that?
Pardon?
Avi Television? No, none of that. Okay, well, thanks. I'll try back tomorrow. You've been a great help.
Okay.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.
What was that? Please tell me what that was.
We were trying to get a hold of Steve. We heard that he was going to be at this restaurant, and which is actually just 3 blocks from where we're
around
staying.
the corner, yeah, that's right.
So we were going to call there.
Can I ask you 2 questions, actually? Let me ask you 3 questions. Who's Avi Television?
Avi Tavanian.
Heat of the moment?
I forgot how to say his name. I kept trying to say it in my head. It's like... the funny thing is, I was trying to say it in my head, and then when you look at it in your mind's eye, it doesn't look like.
Don't get philosophical about this. It was a phony phone call.
So anyhow, the idea was that we were going to call there, and we actually heard from somebody that said that they were going to be there at this restaurant. So we called out. There's only one person in the restaurant.
There's one person the whole entire night with a reservation.
There's 8 million people here, and there was only one person at this restaurant. So
and this Phil Schiller, S-H, what is that?
I have no idea.
S-C-H-I-L?
Did I spell it wrong twice?
Pretty much. You might as well just give up.
I think I spelled it wrong and different twice. So.
You might as well just said Phil Farallon for all you're concerned. You know?
Phil Farallon. So we were going to actually go there and try to meet them, but
that's also becoming a popular new feature, is that little phone call segment. We've only done 2 now, but I've gotten pretty good reviews on those.
Yeah, probably from Staples saying, leave us the hell alone. Quit abusing our employees.
You know what I got now? I have the old...
crabs? You got crabs?
No, I got the old software/hardware review, and tonight's software.
Wow.
I don't know if you know what we got tonight.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I don't know. Does that mean anything to you?
Welcome to this week's product review.
Thank you, Sydney. This week's product review is very cool.
Culottes from Dunkin' Donuts.
It's not culotta.
And if you've ever had a culotta, they're delicious.
Not culotta.
They have lots of caffeine in them, and I really like them a lot. I have to drink them
no,
about 3 or 4 times a day. I love them.
That's good. Repeat after me. Coola.
Monkey.
Repeat after me. Coola.
Chicken.
No, it's Coola, and I'm not going to play this game with you anymore. This is a
tool.
Fun. This is a tool for Palm-based users. You know what that is.
I have a friend who's a tool. He's a
I know. You're a tool as well. This is for Palm-based users.
Palm-based.
And before you start with the jokes, that means a Palm Pilot device, electronical handheld organizing device. Not palm of your hand.
You keep getting hair in your palms.
I had a feeling you were going to say something like that. This is really cool software, and I've been waiting for this for a while, because finally...
I've been waiting for at least 8 minutes.
Thank you, God. For some reason, they've finally released a Macintosh version of this software. Finally.
Yep.
We finally got it.
Yep. God had all to do about this.
And
God was going, you know what? They've got to get a Mac version of this.
Exactly.
I'm going to come down there and...
That's right.
And then they made one.
Do you know what the software does? Remember what I was asking you a couple months back, what I wanted to do? What did I want to do a couple months back?
I don't know. You wanted to have Jesus come down and make software.
There's my answer. There's my answer.
Jesus would come down and make software
That's
that would help
my
you
answer.
sync things.
No, that's not
you,
correct.
You wanted to be able to go to a place,
website,
click on something.
Website.
Go to a website, click on something, and have something happen to your
And
thing.
what was my example, my real-world example?
You wanted to make a calendar that you could click on to that would sync automatically to your Palm.
That's correct. And where was that website?
That was the baconeggendcheese.com.
That's absolutely not correct. That was for theheaters.cc. I got to get that plug in there.
.org.com.
.cc.
.cc.
And what this is a band, a local band that I'm pretty into. And
I once drove a motorcycle that was like 40 cc's.
Are you done for a moment?
It's the Cupertino light.
But on this wonderful website, theheaters.cc, they have a calendar where you can go and see the band where they're going to play. I thought it would be cool if you have
beer. I like beer.
If you have a handheld organizer, you could go there and just
simply have a handheld organism.
That's
There's a message for you.
That's also correct. You could just go and click on the day of the show and have it appear right in your Palm Pilot. There's no typing, no phone calls wherever these people are going to be. I just want to be able to click, and boom, there it is in my Palm Pilot. And finally, this coolest software accomplishes that.
Boom, boom, boom.
You go right to this. You go right to the website.
Wow.
www.kula.com.
Cool.
Exactly. But put an A on the end of it. .com. You go there. You fill out these little coolets. They're little applets. They're so cute.
Cool.
They're little coolets.
I feel like I'm on Sesame Street.
You can put a couple. Exactly.
Cool.
.com.
Cool.
.com. You put a couple little coolets in your candy dish for when the kids come over. They're going to have some coolets and milk.
So you put it in a basket?
That's right. That's right. These are great. You just basically fill out the little form. You put the date, the time, whatever.
And then
it appears, right? You just click on it. There's a little cool
Actually,
graphic.
I installed that on my computer.
And your computer exploded.
And it didn't work.
It worked on mine. It's a Googly Eyes extension once again on your machine.
No, I can't sync to anything. I couldn't sync to NSYNC if I wanted to.
But this thing is cool because you can embed notes and contacts and to-dos right on the website. All you got to do is have them click, and boom, it appears in their own. It doesn't make that quite. Do that again. It's a pretty cool sound. Let's do a little demonstration. Like I want to go to the Apple website and see when Steve Jobs' presentation is. I'm going to click on this little button right here, and it appears right in my Palm Pilot.
Do that again.
I'm going to click right on this link.
Wow.
And there it is,
cool.
right on my Palm Pilot.
I love that.
It's great software. It's www.kula.
Kula.
COOLA.com.
No, actually, Kula actually did work. That was the only thing that worked.
Yeah, it's not only for Mac users.
I couldn't sync to anything but Kula.
Who else is it for if you're not a Mac user? What are you?
Joe Mama.
It's for Joe Mama as well, but if you're not a Mac user, what are you?
You're a Palm user.
And if you're not a Palm user, what is the other operating system that you use on a daily basis?
Mac OS 10?
90% of the world uses.
PlayStation 2.
That's right. If you're a PlayStation 2 user, you're out of luck because it won't work on there. But it's great software. Those guys over there is pretty cool.
Those guys over there.
Yeah, those guys over there are pretty cool.
Them guys.
I'm talking fast because it's very exciting. You know how excited I am about this software. I love it.
Them guys over there.
Where else can you see an example of this Kula software in action right now?
The MacInChatRadio.com.
Exactly. Let's go a
You
little
actually
slower.
can... What?
What is that again? Slower. Slow down.
MacInChatRadio.com.
Mac in chat, like IN?
Macin.
So just to make sure.
MacInChat.
I wish we were live right now because we could tell somebody on ICQ to please talk to us.
MacInChat.
Obviously, everybody's ignoring us.
MacInChat.
Talk about ICQ because I'm done with my product review. What happens on Monday nights?
Okay, well, basically what happens on Monday nights, if you don't know yet, basically
They don't
know because nobody's really looking. But they can go on to the
ICQ network.
ICQ network and click on their little thing there that brings up
add
new
users,
and add our little number there that they use for ICQ.
Mm-hmm.
And the number that we have is available on the website. I don't know what it is right now. But you can go there and...
Just go to the website. It's right on the side contact bar.
Yeah, and it's very, very easy to get there. And you can just click on there and add our name and try to chat with us on Mondays, Eastern Standard.
We dare them to try to chat with us.
Yeah, try
Say something, anything.
You can actually download the software at www.com.
Excellent. Great.
And Yeah, we're available probably from about 7 o'clock on Monday till probably about
anytime. We're always here for you people.
11, 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, we're always
Eastern
here.
Standard Time.
Well, we're in Japan, so that's all different now.
Yeah, we're at
contact us last week.
Eastern. We're at
contact us last week.
Yeah, contact us. You can reach us in
exactly.
.com.
What else we got tonight? Anything? Is the show over yet? We can't be. It's Macworld.
We've got lots of stuff going on.
We should be up partying.
We have a lot of stuff going on. What we have this week is a very simple thing. We've got recipes.
What do we really have? I'm going to let you decide where the show should go from here.
Well,
you are in charge.
All right. You know what I'm going to do?
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna do this. I'm going to do this.
Dude, everybody knows that the Macs suck. They're just like slow pieces of crap.
No, they're not. I mean, they're fast and stuff.
Yeah, well, there aren't like any games, and the graphics are crap.
Well, the graphics are good, and
yeah,
there's
whatever.
games. Are you still sounding like a fool when defending your Mac? Even though the truth is your PC-using friends are totally wrong in using information from the late 80s. Are you sick of being hustled by ill-informed computer geeks? It's time to fight back with the reality distortion field in a can. This product, harvested straight from Apple headquarters in Cupertino, California, will give you the same reality distortion field used by Apple's very own Steve Jobs. Just a few squirts, and you too can sound as compelling and convincing as Mr. Jobs himself. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, well, everybody knows that the Macs suck. They're like slow pieces of crap. Huh?
The Mac is a digital hub of the connected individual. Not only that, but the G4 450 is 400 times as fast as the Pentium 1.5 gigahertz.
Yeah, well, there aren't like any games, and the graphics are just like crap, you know?
Apple's already signed up some of the most killer games available today, almost 5,000 to date, with more signing up every day. We also have the best standard graphics subsystems on the market today, you know. And with the introduction of QuickTime 5, we'll be streaming 3.5 gigabytes per second using Apple-branded technology.
Oh, wow, I guess Macs aren't so bad after all, are they?
That's right. So let's review. Killer Cocoa Carbon Ableman Darwin Digital HUD Titanium Antimam Carbon Cocoa Recipes. There you have it. So next time, don't leave home without Reality Distortion Field in a Can. Man, I got to get myself one of those.
Yes, sir.
I got to get some reality distortion field in the can.
Oh, ho, sir. Ho.
All right. Now, everybody's favorite thing is a good old-fashioned jargon watch with our good friend.
I have a boil, sir. Yes, yes. I feel good. And yes, correct, sir. Yes.
Welcome to this week's Jargon Watch.
What is jargon, sir?
All right, jargon
Give me a
watch.
beer.
Ed, you've had plenty of beers.
Yes. Cupertino Light.
Yes.
I love it.
Thank God there's not like a non-light version
Oh,
of Cupertino.
baby.
Because that would have been pretty
Scratch my back. Yes.
bad. Yes.
Yes.
Ed.
Sorry.
How you
sir.
doing today, Ed?
I'm good, sir. I feel good.
Good.
Yes.
All right, this week's Jargon Watch, because we wanted to be more to the eastern ways of things, maybe, depending on where you are, because I guess if you live in California, you could actually be considered the West.
Easter Bunny, sir.
But they call it the
Yes.
East, the far East. So we thought we'd do a little bit of a Jargon Watch about something that's a Japanese word. It's a fairly common word that we have here, but it's a Japanese word.
Sushi, yes.
No. It is.
I like it.
It's
Yes.
kamikaze. And the word kamikaze, which
My
actually
mistress's name is Sushi.
It's not a funny word. It's not a funny word. It's actually a very serious word. But it's a word that you've heard probably lots of times, especially if you're from the United States. You've heard the kamikaze word. But kamikaze is several different things.
There's
many, three
sir,
different things. Number one, it could mean a Japanese pilot trained in World War II that they were trained to make suicidal crash attacks.
Those bastards, sir.
Especially
Yes,
upon a ship.
You are correct.
A ship. And another thing that
I will do kung
kamikazes
fu on them, sir.
can be used as another definition is kamikazes can be described as a high-powered drink.
I've had a couple, sir.
And the other thing is as a slang word, for example. It can be used as a
My ass is in a slang, sir.
Is an extremely reckless person who seems to court death.
Like me behind the wheel, sir, yes.
So kamikaze's three things: Japanese pilot, high-powered drink, and reckless person who seems to court death. So, as always, with the Jargon Watch tradition, we try to tell you what the word means. We try to tell you how to use it and how not to use it.
Can I have the envelope, please, sir?
So how to use it to sound smart.
Yes, Johnny.
This is how it is. This is the smart version.
Where's Arsenio, sir?
During the attack on Pearl Harbor, many U.S. ships were taken out by Japanese kamikaze runs, resulting in the deaths and downed ships of the U.S. forces.
Oh, sir.
And that was, I think, 1946,
they must be on dope, sir.
I
Dope.
believe. And how not to use it.
They must be smoking wiki, sir.
How not to use the word kamikaze.
Hoochie coochie.
Is to say, this is an example, like, don't use this way.
Oregano, sir, yes.
After buying her 4 kamikazes, I still couldn't get that girl to come back to my place. That must have been watered down.
What a bitch, sir, yes.
So that's not how to use kamikaze.
Hey-oh.
So that was Jargon Watch this week, and of course, as always, Ed was here to help us out.
Yes,
and
sir.
We thank Ed.
I love Tokyo, sir. Tokyo Radio, yes.
Yeah.
Where's Johnny,
Tune
sir?
in Tokyo, right? Ed?
Where's my career, sir?
Right.
I love myself on the website, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you like that, Ed?
Hey-oh, hoopy.
Great.
Hoopty-doopty, sir.
I think your driver's here, Ed.
You're wrong, sir.
That's him.
Do you have any Mary Jane, sir, to take with me on the road? Yes.
We got a cab for you.
Oh, I gotta go, sir.
You gotta go. We'll see you later. Ed. Somehow Ed got here with us.
Oh, he wasn't here again, was he?
Well, yeah, he stopped by.
I'm sorry, I had some stuff to do down the hall. I didn't know he was here.
Well,
I'm glad I didn't know he was here, actually.
Well, he stopped by.
I'm gonna catch him one of these days when we do the show on the action. I gotta see what goes on here. I hear yelling and screaming and flatulence and the whole thing. Yeah. I don't even know what goes on in here.
Well, I don't know. I think he's made quite a bit of money because he just kind of showed up here just for the hell of it.
He's like the Gary Coleman of the show, sort of.
Yeah, right.
Maybe
not really. He'd be
the
more
Dabney Coleman or
no.
The Coleman stove of the show?
No. So
Stovetop stuffing of the show.
What we've got now is...
what do we have?
We've got the good old-fashioned, which everybody loves, is the help zone.
Oh, great. I love help. I need help. Can I get some help?
Help? I need somebody? Help?
Can you need some help running iTunes over there? Or?
I've been clicking...
Oh, my God, where are we?
Oh, we're back in... We're in Bermuda. We should have changed these things for...
no, never. We're in Tokyo.
Okay. In Tokyo.
Okay. I have a very, very important question, and I was asked this numerous times this week, and I just got fed up with hearing.
Are you gay?
That's not the question, but the question, the real question.
Listen to this.
What do you got over there? That sounds to me like a Cupertino Light.
That's right, Cupertino Light, our sole sponsor of the Macinchat Variety Hour.
Sole survivor. Sole provider? Isn't that a song, like Michael Bolton's song?
That's like a Billy Joel song, isn't it?
Whatever. I have a very important question that was asked to me, and finally we solved it, thank God.
What is the square root of 97?
How do I stream your show, this show right here, the Macinchat Variety Hour,
well,
or
if
two?
If you tie it to the back of your car...
Should we rename the show Macinchat Variety Hour or two? Since we're going on like 104 right now?
Nah, that's fine.
All right. Well, anyway, they want to know how they can stream
the show. How about
Macinchat
Macinchat Variety and extra stuff?
Okay, I like that. You redo the whole website to reflect that. I'm going to say the question one more time. How do I stream your show into iTunes instead of downloading the whole entire show? Remember how big those things are, like 38 megabytes? So that's too long to download.
Who cares?
Well, I went to work today, and if you head back... my helper and I went back to work today, and I've made it so that you can simply click on the iTunes icon, and it should start.
Have you lost your freaking mind?
It should start playing into iTunes for you automatically. And if it doesn't, read the little instruction paragraph.
If it doesn't, it's his fault.
No, it's not. You have to.
I'm in
set
charge
your
of-
browser up to do this. They have to handle PLS files.
All I do is make heads float around the page.
That's correct. That's a beautiful, beautiful page you have going on there. But he has no
BillsWorld.com.
no streaming media on his section of the site, by the way.
I get no streams.
So we have
No
streams.
strings.
We have
No strings attached.
We have streams going left and right. So that was my question, and it's
I've got
fixed.
floating heads.
It's fixed.
Floatingheads.com.
Go to the site, macinchatradio.com.
Floating heads. Click on
Follow
Bill's
the
World.
instructions. If you have problems with
Bill's
it,
World's cool.
mail me.
Go there.
What's my mailing address?
ChangeMyUnderwearDaily.com.
No, that's not correct. It's changemyunderwear at macinchatradio.com.
Damn, I was
Please.
Damn it.
Do you have any questions this week? Do you do anything around here?
Yeah, actually. Every time I go out to a sushi bar, I never know what to order. Do you have any help?
That really does not sound like a Macintosh-related question to me.
It's a Japanese type thing.
It's my fault because I said everything should be everything should be Japanese this week because we are in Japan.
Well, this is a question that somebody actually asked me.
Go ahead.
So the answer is, I personally don't eat anything that rhymes with my last name.
That's right, Bill Sushi, Bill Soucy. I
That's
never
right.
thought of it that way. That's a very good question.
So I recommend sticking to fish that you have heard of, like tuna or salmon or shark. Calamari is actually pretty good.
Squid.
It's a bit chewy. And you got to watch out for things that smell like an old pair of gym socks.
Hey, Bill, can I have a stick of calamari over here?
No.
Thank you. I have a
So-
question. It's my turn.
The answer is 4.
It's my turn.
Okay.
My turn is, what is an error? Didn't Jerry ask this? Or somebody at your work?
No,
What is
no,
a
I got
type,
that.
What is an error of type 41? Or minus 41 or whatever it comes out to be. It's always a 41 something.
If you multiply that by 4, it's great.
It means get the hell out of town because your computer just basically crapped the bed.
Ooh.
So you might as well get your old startup CD out. Boot from the CD. You know how to do that. You hold down the C key.
Yeah.
Put the finder from the CD.
Yes!
That was pretty cool. Put the finder from the CD onto the hard drive. Replace the one you have. It'll be fine. That's all it is. Right? Or something's damaged in your system suitcase.
Yeah.
Maybe
Actually,
a sound.
you know what it could be?
What? Boy, aren't you a little trigger happy tonight over there on the soundboard?
Well, but I have to make it for last week because I really blew it last
You
week.
did. Don't do the double skipping broken finger thing again tonight.
I haven't broke the finger at all.
You did good
No,
tonight. You've
I
been
actually,
doing good. It's it's the Google Eyes extension.
This
turned
just in.
What?
Right before I came here, before we got a chance to put this in the script, and I think this is going to be a regular segment. It's going to be this week's stupid question by Jerry.
Jerry Seinfeld? Why am I...
Why is my computer
I
not
think
working?
that would be a good segment. Just do the Jerry Seinfeld voice for Jerry. We know
Okay.
Jerry.
So the
Everybody listened last week knows who Jerry is.
The question from Jerry this week was,
But say it like Jerry would.
Bill, why is it every time I hook up my external drive, it doesn't read it?
I don't know why.
I've got a PCMCIA card reader. It doesn't read it. I don't understand. It worked before. Now it doesn't. So, again, is a question if you don't understand my poor interpretation of
Can you do
Jerry
George,
Seinfeld.
too?
No. Jerry's question
You
was
look
this.
like George a little bit.
He said, I have more hair than George does.
You look just like George. You look like Steve Jobs and him crossed.
That's pretty damn ugly.
Go ahead.
My girlfriend's not going to like that at
Too
all.
bad.
So, anyhow, Jerry said something. He has a PowerBook, and he has an external PCI MCIA card reader, and he has a version of DOS Mounter that is supposed to...
Do you have a Macintosh portable in the closet?
No, not yet. I'm working on that. It's on eBay. So what happened is that he had this external card reader on his PowerBook, and it doesn't work all of a sudden. And this is a very simple thing. I don't know why it doesn't work. But we did find out that he was on version 1.0 of the software
The
that
Finder?
makes it mount.
Was he on the Xerox version of the Finder?
Yeah, he was on the Palo Alto
With
version.
the wooden mouse?
The wooden mouse and the see-through, wooden back of the monitor there. So anyhow, the moral of the story is very simple. Jerry had a thing that didn't work with something else, and he couldn't figure it out. This very simple thing is that he looked at it, and it was from 1998.
I have the answer. Go move to a mountaintop and just never ever touch any electrical device ever again.
Every time he left 2 messages on my answer machine, I kept saying, "For Christ's
How do
sake,
I use this answer machine?
Hello? What is this? What's this digital thing
Who's talking
here?
to me?
Hello? First they were talking to me, and then they beeped, and what's going on here? Hello? What is it? Hey, oh, man, I got to put down my can and my string."
So essentially what we've determined is that Jerry was using a very old piece of software. He was using DOS Mounter 1.0. And basically what I told him is that go to on the web.
What's the web? Is that like spidery type of thing?
Oh, yeah. Keep moving away from the
we have a broken antenna. Can somebody fix this, please? We have nothing that works here. I mean, nothing works.
That's right. The only thing that works here.
Of course, that's
the only thing that works here.
Of course.
So anyhow, this is getting way too long.
Cut it down.
It worked. It didn't work. It's old. Go on the web. Find to see if there's an updated version of the software. It's very simple. That will help you out. Do that first before trying to figure out anything else. So that's my stupid question asked by Jerry this week. And
we're going to do this every week? Because that was a really good question.
I think that we're going to, because Jerry X comes up with very good stupid questions every week. Like a couple weeks ago he said, "Bill, the network doesn't work." And you know what it is? Check and make sure that the Ethernet is plugged into the back of the computer. And that was very simple. So, Jerry, if you're listening, we love you, but I think you're going to be a regular segment on the show.
I liked it. I think it went well.
So, what do we have next?
I'm looking at the script here. I don't know if we should do this again.
Oh, man, I'm out of here.
He's even here in Japan. I mean, we just can't escape this guy. He's probably going to have an attitude problem again this week.
And I can see him. He's going to come in. He sees that we're looking at him.
I guess we'll do it.
All right, well.
You explain it.
Again, it's Bruce. What is this? Rumors with Bruce Lee? What is that?
Bruce Lee? I thought it was just rumors with Bruce. I thought that was good enough for him.
Oh, apparently he wants to be Bruce Lee this week.
Just this week, because we're in Tokyo. I get it.
Okay.
Ha, 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 ha. Pretty funny, Bruce.
Boy, he's pretty funny. Okay, Bruce. Well, here we are, rumors with Bruce Lee this week. So, how you doing, Bruce?
Well, I'm in Tokyo for the annual Macworld convention, as you know, and there is a lot of hot rumors going around.
That doesn't sound like Bruce.
Excuse me. There is some dork from Dell waiting to use the payphone.
Bruce.
I guess I'll have to kick his scrawny ass since I've learned a lot of karate here in Japan.
Bruce, what the hell
I would
is
now
going
like to
on?
take this opportunity to use some of it upside his head.
Bruce,
Excuse me.
Bruce.
Hiya.
Bruce, what the hell is that? Did you have a drink last night or something?
That just did not sound like... That didn't sound like Bruce at all. Did that sound like Bruce to you?
It did not. I don't understand what the heck was happening there. That is really weird.
There, that was much better.
Oh, all right,
I'm
Bruce.
sorry you had to witness that, but these PC dorks have to be taught not to mess with
was that
a
your
bad man
secret?
like Jamal like myself.
Was that your secret voice or something? What is that?
Once again, I have a new joke for you celebrating the Tokyo Macworld Expo, and it goes like this.
Well, Bruce, can you tell me a little more about that voice there? What happened?
Why did Apple kill Saberdog?
Oh, God. This one again?
Because he pooped in Jackie Chan's shoes.
Oh, boy. This is not funny anymore. I mean, really. I mean, you did the...
Woo, dude, that was a good one.
Not really.
Good God, that was a side splitter as usual.
No. Bruce, you gotta get a new joke, really. If you're gonna come in here and do jokes.
Here is the rumor, so keep your candy asses quiet while I deliver it.
Jesus, Bruce. What's going on?
After talking to the high-exalted ruler, Steve Jobs himself, in the men's room, he did slip me some juicy tidbits, including new products designed for the crowd mainly attending this show, the Japanese market.
Oh, really?
The product is something to be called iSticks, which is designed for today's demanding sushi consumer.
All right, great.
Apparently, they are chopsticks in various fruit flavor colors,
Oh, you gotta be
including
kidding me.
tangerine, grape, and cherrylicious banana.
Oh.
They are available immediately at the Apple Store today and shipping in 47 to 92 days.
Oh, that sounds like my PowerBook. So that's what's going on here. So that's your rumor, really?
That's it, and thanks for keeping your pie holes shut while I delivered my magic.
Bruce, you seem kind of cocky this week. What's going on?
I said I was done, Soucy.
Okay, Bruce, you seem kind of cocky this week. What's going on here? You feeling kind of sparky or something?
Don't make me use my kung fu grip on you.
Oh, you've been out to the old, show thing there, the theater down the street, obviously.
There are all the hot broads over here.
Well, that might be a problem for you, Bruce. I mean, you're not the best-looking guy. You're
Enough.
not. I can't lie. I mean, you're asking me a question. I'm just giving you an answer.
I'm finished with you two jerks.
Oh, really? We were, Bruce, we were going to...
Never call me again.
Well, we probably won't with this poor attitude of yours.
Has anyone seen my ninja throwing stars?
Oh, man. This whole Japanese thing has really gotten to you, hasn't it?
Goodbye, you punks.
All right, Bruce. Well, we'll talk to you later, probably.
Joe Mama.
What?
Joe Mama.
All right, Bruce. Okay. Wow.
Who is Joe Mama?
I'm not sure.
Once again, what was that all about?
I
He's
don't
so
know.
hostile.
He's getting cockier each week.
I can't believe him.
What's with the Jackie Chan, and he's gonna kung fu you, and he's got a kung fu grip.
He's excited to be in Japan.
Oh my God! Well, he flew out of here like he was on crack or something like that.
I don't know what the problem is. Again, this week it's always something with him.
Wow.
Who knows? Who knows?
Bruce.
Well, that was Bruce Lee, I guess, for this week.
Bruce Lee's
Thank
this
God.
week. He said don't call him again, but you know what?
What?
He called me about 20 minutes after the show last week.
Oh, yeah.
Asking about the trip and what time we're leaving and everything.
Did you kind of give him the wrong information on purpose, or?
I just told him that we were planning on doing this. That's all I told him. I didn't expect him to show up. And who the hell told Ed? I didn't tell Ed. I haven't talked to Ed since last week.
Ed,
you talked to Ed.
Ed called me. I feel bad for him. He doesn't have a career. I mean, what is he doing? Publisher?
I saw his car at your house last week.
I know.
I drove by on Wednesday, and he was there.
He was having a couple Cupertino lights over there. I know.
Was that when you got the shipment in?
Yeah, that's actually when I did get the shipment in. I read about that week. Do we have anything for next week? Or I mean, this has been too exciting just being here in Japan.
It's been exciting in Japan.
I just
it's been
can't
a lot
believe
of fun.
we're here, and I'm hopefully the show
starts. I really
starts.
like Japan, actually.
I do too.
Everything's very small, though.
The show will
it's
start
perfect
soon,
for me
and,
because I'm not very tall.
I think you fit in perfectly, actually.
It's true.
I really do. I think you fit in well. We have some good stuff next week.
Next week on the Macinchat Variety.
Hey, thanks, Sydney. Wow, she cut off pretty quick. What do you know? Is that broken finger back already? A show can't go by without the old broken finger. We should make a skit out of that.
Hey, wait a second. Here you go.
What do we got?
Tower.
Okay, there's the rest of her. I give her the hour. I give her the hour.
That's the wonderful equipment we have running here. Apple equipment running the show. What do you know?
Well, the space bar's not that good. I can't deny that. So
what about
you gotta just play it as you go.
I guess. What about any contact information from Tokyo?
Well, if you'd like to contact the staff at the Macinchat Radio, please feel free to send an email to either Bacon, Egg, and Cheese at macinchatradio.com, Bill at macinchatradio.com, Bill's Floating Head at macinchatradio.com, Mark's Steaming Shoes at macinchatradio.com, and Bruce at macinchatradio.com.
Bruce Hostile. Bruce Lee.
Hostile Bruce at macinchatradio.com. Actually, you can do just about anything at macinchatradio.com.
You could actually do anything at the word anything. You could if you wanted to.
You know what's funny about that is that nobody actually took us up on our contest.
No. We're the winners.
We are. But we're gonna put this
what
this
is it
contest
again?
out again. It's a shirt on my floor, washed for you, and you can get it by giving us the coolest or wackiest something at macinchatradio.com.
I think it's a good contest. I can't believe nobody
like
wrote in. What does it take? One email? That's all it takes?
Yeah. And you can also visit our home on the web at www.macinchatradio.com.
Once again, what is the real address?
www.macinchatradio.com. And we are generally available for download on Tuesdays on the website.
If I feel up to it.
And now in streaming QuickTime.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's just what you need to hear in QuickTime.
I think I'm terming Japanese.
Well, we have streaming MP3 though on there too, which is much better, higher quality. So
do we have streaming streams?
No, we don't. We have streaming MP3. It's much better.
Do we have streaming?
I want to thank you one more time to William and all the guys over in California at Apple ISP. They're in California, right? I think they are.
I don't know where the hell they are.
They're in California, I believe. Apple ISP website hosting for providing the coveted web space for the Macinchat Radio Network. And if you would like to have your own site hosted, check them out at www.appleisp.com and make sure you tell them that those strange boys on that Mac Radio show sent you.
Yeah, the ones that rape and pillage villages.
That's correct, here in Tokyo. And
Tokyo. Watch out, Tokyo girls. Here we come.
Not nice at all. Mm-hmm. What's a copyright? I'm not even doing it this week. You do it.
The Macintosh and of course, all the riser in the party show is reborn and transmitted by Shinragan.
I think you better read it right, because this will be the week that somebody tries to rip us off.
The Macinchat Variety Hour is copyrighted by the Macinchat Radio Network, and of course, all rights are reserved, dummy. No part of the show should be rebroadcast or transmitted without the express written permission by the Macinchat Radio Network.
And what happens if they do?
You'll be killed on spot.
Thank you. Thank you. What else we got? Anything this week? That's it? Can we go home now, back to the States?
No, we have to stay here until next week. Our plane,
I'm done.
Our plane doesn't leave until Sunday evening at like 2 in the morning.
It's been great, but I've had enough. I'm skipping it.
Don't you want more egg rolls?
No, I wish we did have like some kind of a karaoke theme though, that they could get their cassette recorders going, because it might be a collector's item someday.
We actually do have a new theme.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
And this is a beautiful thing, so make sure you listen to the whole thing because the end gets kind of strange. It's Windows. Windows. Windows, everybody get
Cut.